Alright, I bet you can't guess what time it is. Well, I'll tell you what time it is. It's time to pound some pork. My butcher shop already had a little pork loin cut out from a big pork loin. And it's just under 2 pounds of pork loin, which is great. Looks like it was cut yesterday, or the day before I shot this video. And that is perfectly fine. I don't know, maybe these pork pounding videos will like become a thing. I'll just, pound some pork. And this particular thing of pork will just be tenderloins. That's all I'm going to make out of it. In fact, that's all I'm out of, actually, is tenderloins. I've still got like 4 or 5 pork chops. I still have 4 or 5 pork chops. I still have some other pork bits. I have a lot of pork, but I don't have any more tenderloins. And this is one of these brown eggs, boy. They must have got them fresh, because it's been about a week, and they're still good. They still pass the float test. I probably shouldn't have poured that milk in there before I actually cracked the egg. But that egg passed the float test. I can't believe it. It has passed the nose test because I didn't immediately run out of the kitchen screaming. So it looks to me like it's probably good. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to do this. I think I'll put my spices in the milk this time. Put my spices in that right there this time. And see if it works a little better. I feel like I'm not getting a good even coating of spices when I put it in the flour, which I've done. I've done it that way my entire life, where I just put the spices in the flour, but I don't feel like that's a good enough solution. So I put garlic, pepper, this is cayenne pepper, chili powder. Where's my onion powder? This might be the end of the onion powder. I bought a new one though. Yeah, it's the end of the onion powder. Whatever. I got a new one, a new big one. All right, so let's do this. So there we go. My spices are all in the egg mixture. And I am going to put a pile of flour and a pile of breadcrumbs on this foil. Pile of flour and a pile of breadcrumbs. I don't think I'm going to need a whole lot, because this is just, 2 pounds of pork. So we'll just put maybe that much on there, and we'll see how that does. Put my eggs back in. And if you're wondering what all of this I've paid for, the pork loin and the spices. I'm telling you folks, while going to the food pantry may not be the ideal situation, I feel really blessed that I have the food pantry that I have next to me, because it allows me to get the food I need so that I can buy the little ingredients to make that food a meal. Like, because they gave me, well, actually I bought the breadcrumbs too, because they gave me the eggs and the milk and the flour, I was able to buy the spices and the pork and the breadcrumbs. I don't have any paper towels today because they were not in the budget. So let's hope these things are not too linty. And I'm going to go ahead and slice this up. It is 2 pounds. So we'll just start in the middle. And I don't know what he needed the other half of this for, but I tell you, I also feel blessed to have the butcher that I have at the local grocery store, because when I walked in the store, he directed me right over to this piece of pork, which is wonderful. Looks like I'm going to get 6 out of this. Yep, looks good. 6. Some of these are better than others, but that's okay. You know what I forgot to do? Get my big bag for pounding. Alright, so there's my pounding bag. And you are not. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to put pork in the bag and see how it pounds out. And I like the fact that it's only 2 pounds of pork. So I'm just going to pound it out with the flat side. Well, it's pounding out well, I'll say that. Well, that pounded out amazingly well. Tell you, I'm impressed. These are pounding out fantastically. Tell you, if you ever need to work out your frustrations, make some breaded tenderloins or some chicken fried steak, because all of that means that you'll be pounding some meat. Boy, I really like that. It's really pounding out well. All right, I am just about ready to put the pork, or to bread the pork. I tell you, I just washed all my non-paper paper towels, and I'm about out of them. It's insane. I'm gonna have to do more laundry the minute I get done with this. So it is time to bread this pork. So we want to put this pork in here and get it wet. You've seen me do this before, but it's pretty fun to watch me pound pork, right? And do this. And this. Make sure it's all coated. And then dip it in the breadcrumbs. Go, there's one. of breadcrumbs already. Number 2. Three. Tell you what, I don't think I'm going to have any breadcrumbs left. I guess breadcrumbs really are only a couple dollars, so maybe I'm not concerned about that. So I might just dump the rest of them on the container. I'm getting my oil and pan ready right now. Probably use the rest of this oil from the food pantry. It's been a good bottle of oil. Boy, I might have a problem. So I'm going to have to open this second container of oil that I just got. I was hoping what I had left in the container, the first container I got from them, would be enough, but I don't think so. Because it's only about a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the pan, so yep. If I have to do any more deep frying or any frying at all, I'm going to have to get more oil. Alright, let's continue here. Well, I'm just going to dump the rest of these breadcrumbs on the thing. They're not that expensive. Liking how this is turning out, though. Glad I picked up this pork. It wasn't on my to-buy list. The only thing that was on my to-buy list today, or at the time I bought this pork, was some ham. That's what I was after. And because I knew I wasn't going to be able to buy a whole pork loin. They're about $30 even being on sale. And it just wasn't in the budget. So this is phenomenal that this was in the budget, or that they had a little pork loin bit that I could grab. Because I'm telling you, one of my favorite foods is this right here. And unless you're getting it at a restaurant, it's real hard to get, because you can't like buy it at the grocery store, or very rarely can you find a grocery store that actually sells tenderloins. So the only way to really get a pork tenderloin, if you can't go to a restaurant, is to make it yourself. Which is, of course, exactly what I do. I just make them myself. And here's the last one. Boy, I barely had enough egg and spice mixture. That almost never happens. It's kind of funny because I'm almost sure that when the butcher was doing whatever with the other part of this pork loin, he was like, I know who's going to buy this if I come in, during the week or whatever. because normally I show up on Friday, and that's when this particular pork loin was cut, and I had to work yesterday, so I didn't get in to go to the local grocery. Boy, oh boy, just barely enough. Can't believe it. Yep, just barely. Well, that's got to be the first time I've ever used all the liquid that I've poured out. Well, got all the breadcrumbs too. Holy cow. Well, folks, I think I've done about as much damage as I can with these. And to put these in the oil should be just about ready. Yep, I think the oil's ready. So it is time for me to put one of these in this hot oil, I think. Let me test it. Oh, maybe it's not ready. I just splashed a drop of water on the oil, and it didn't even blink. So the oil is not ready. Alrighty, I am back and ready to cook some tenderloins, but I need to see if the oil is ready. And I think it is because I can hear it popping, but in fact, it sounds really weird. And I would say the oil is probably done or ready. Let me grab one of my giant tenderloins and I will put it in the oil. Oh man, that looks good. Yep, it's ready. These are big tenderloins. My last batch of tenderloins wasn't this big. I'll show you what they look like. See, it's taken up the whole skillet. Alright, I'm going to clean up down here. I gotta find a spot to put my finished tenderloins. So I guess I will just wipe this off right here, and this will be where my finished tenderloins will go. Went to check the time. I have no idea what time it is because my watch is on the charger. Not that I could wear it while I do this anyway. Alright, so the first one is done. Doesn't that look good? So I am going to continue to cook these, but this is it for this video. If you're so motivated, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.